everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm Autumn. We'll be doing an all levels class tonight, probably about 30 or 40 minutes. I don't think we should need any props in particular, but if you have like a blanket or a towel that you like to use for some like knee support or anything like that, you may want to grab one now. This is an all levels class, so at any time please take what you need. If you need any resting postures, if you need, that could be like a child's pose, a downward facing dog, kind of listen to your own body and either step it up a notch or take it down a notch at any time. Let's go ahead and get started on our backs tonight. So just stretching long out on the mat, allowing the heels to come to the corners, and allowing the whole length of the spine to press into the mat. You can rest the hands on top of the belly here. Allow the eyes to close. And just notice the rise and fall of the belly on each inhale and each exhale. Do a quick scan of the body and notice if you're holding any tension or tightness or maybe even stress in any particular area. With your next inhale, send some breath to that space. Soften the forehead, soften the jaw. Take one more deep breath, fill up the lungs fully, and then let it go on an exhale. With the next inhale, reach the arms up over the head, lengthen from fingertips to toes, and then walk the heels over to the right side. As you move the fingers and the hands over towards that same side, so creating a C or a half moon shape and opening up through the left side body, lengthening here. You can even cross the left heel over the right. Return to center. And then start to inch your way over to the other side, creating that half moon shape with the spine. Breathing into the right side body. On an exhale, return to center. And then pull the right knee in towards the chest, giving it a nice tight squeeze, interlacing the fingertips around the shin or the front of the knee. We should be feeling a stretch here along the front of the right hip, almost into the right thigh. Start to straighten that right leg, sending the heel up towards the sky. You can wrap the hands around the thigh, around the shin, maybe even reaching up for the toes. Just wherever your hands fall, find a gentle hamstring stretch here. It doesn't have to be 100%. We're just getting warmed up. Release the hands down by the side or place them on top of the belly. And then we're going to slowly lower that heel down towards the mat. So start to engage the core here. Pull that belly button in and keep the lower back pressed into the mat. Once that heel makes it all the way down, inhale, pull the left knee in. Finding this stretch along the front of the hip. Keeping the upper back pressing into the mat. Straighten the left leg. Keep the foot flexed and find your hamstring stretch here. So again, wherever those hands fall, you can keep them wrapped around the thigh. You can reach up for the toes. Just make this a gentle stretch to start to warm up the muscles along the back of the leg. Release the hands from that leg. Keep the upper body pressing into the mat. Keep that foot flexed, and we'll slowly lower it down to the mat. Remembering to breathe as we're engaging our abs. Good, lowering it all the way down. On the next breath, hug both knees into the chest just for a moment. Straighten the legs, sending the heels up towards the sky. Feet are flexed. We're going to lower both legs down to the ground super slow. So really getting into the core here, keeping the lower back pressed in. It's okay if you start to shake a little as you make your way all the way down. Good. And then when you get there, we'll pull the knees in one last time and start to rock and roll along the spine, massaging the whole length of that spine. And then coming up into a seated position. So if it's comfortable, you can have the legs crossed. You can sit on a blanket or a towel to elevate the hips. We'll take a couple of seated cat-cows here. So bring the hands to the front of the knees or the shins. As you inhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, start to shift that weight back. And then press the heart forward, almost getting into the hips here too. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. And inhale, press the heart through. Good. Exhale again. Take a couple more rounds of these seated cat-cows at your own pace. Allow that breath to guide your movement. After you complete your next round, you can come to a neutral spine. Sits bones are rooting down, the spine grows tall, almost like there's a string pulling you up from the crown of the head. The chin is slightly tucked, and we'll prepare for a spinal twist here. So reach the right hand across the body to the left knee. The left fingertips reach behind you as you gently twist towards your left. Keep the spine tall. Exhale, return to center, and then reach the left fingertips across to meet the right knee. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, concentrating on the twist. Gazing over the right shoulder here. Good. Come back to center, and then bring the palms forward. We're going to make our way into a downward facing dog. So fingertips are super active here, spreading wide. As you lift the hips and send the heels back towards the mat. So the heels don't have to touch the mat, but they'll be moving downward in that direction. Take a moment here, walk out your dog, bending one knee and then the other. Find some stillness here with the feet about shoulder width, hip width distance. And on your next inhale, we'll lift the right leg for a three-legged dog. So the heel is pushing into that space behind you. The foot is flexed. Keep the weight evenly distributed in the shoulders and in the hands. We don't want to compromise the left shoulder here and let it sink in. Stay strong through the upper body. On your exhale, lower the right foot to the outside of the left foot. So we're kind of crossing the legs here and then press the weight into that right heel. The left knee will want to bend. We're targeting the right calf here, so getting a deep stretch in that right calf. Inhale, lift the right foot back into three-legged dog, and this time bend the knee, open up the hip. The heel is moving towards the glutes, and keep the shoulders strong. Exhale, return to your three-legged dog. One breath here. Full inhale, full exhale. I think I said three-legged dog, I meant downward facing dog. On the next breath, we'll inhale the left heel high. So now we're in a three-legged dog with the left foot lifted. On an exhale, we'll cross the left leg over the right, behind the right. And again, press down through that left heel, so targeting the left calf here. Inhale, lift it back up, bend the left knee, open up the hip. Exhale, return to your downward facing dog. And let's just take the knees wide here for a moment, dropping into a child's pose. Let the shoulders rest for a moment here. The forehead or the chin can rest on the mat. One more breath, full inhale, full exhale. When you feel ready, make your way back into a tabletop position and then back into that downward facing dog, the hips moving towards the sky. Walk the feet up towards the hands to the top of the mat, coming into your forward fold. You can keep the knees soft here. On an inhale, come into your halfway lift, flat back, heart and chest staying open, belly button pulling in towards the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Root down through the feet as you rise up on an inhale. Press the hips forward as you take a mini back bend here. Exhale all the way down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, plant the hands on the top of the mat. Step back into your high plank, high push-up position. Options here are to drop the knees and take a knees, chest, chin, or take a chaturanga. Either way, we're all lowering down to the mat, to our bellies. Inhale, sweep the heart up for a cobra or a baby cobra. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. One breath here. And then walk the feet up to meet the hands. We'll keep this right foot planted at the top of the mat as we step back with the left foot coming into a warrior one. So the back foot is at a 45-degree angle. When you have your foundation set, you can inhale and lift to rise up into that warrior one. Keep the front knee over the front ankle. On the next breath, lift that back heel coming into a high lunge. The hips are square towards the front of the mat. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, we're going to take a thunderbolt. So shift the weight forward, hinge at the hips, and bow over that front leg. Inhale, lift, reach it up. Exhale, back into that thunderbolt. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thunderbolt. Come back up to that high lunge, and then we're just going to sink the back knee down, making our way into a low lunge here. So the front knee stays over the ankles, and let's take the elbows wide, so bringing them out to a cactus arm position. From here, open up the heart, take a mini back bend. Good. Inhale, come back to that neutral spine. Raise the hands up, and then frame the front foot. The left hand is going to stay planted at the inside of the foot. The back toes tuck under. The knee lifts, and we'll open up into a twist towards the right. So keep the left hand planted. Shoulders are stacked. Lengthen from fingertip to fingertip. Exhale, frame the front foot, and then sweep the right leg to the back of the mat, downward facing dog. One breath here. If you need to drop into a quick child's pose, go ahead and do so, or take any other resting position. When you're ready, walk the feet up to the top of the mat. This time the left foot stays planted as we step back with the right foot. Setting up for warrior one, the back foot's at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, lift. One full inhale and full exhale here. And then when you're ready, lift the back heel so we come into our high lunge. We should feel this as a bit more of an intense stretch along the front of the right hip here. We're setting up for those thunderbolts next. So as you inhale, reach up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you bow over that front leg. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, thunderbolt. Last time. Good. Returning to that high lunge with the arms lifted, and then we'll lower the back knee down for our low lunge. You can untuck the back toes. Bring the arms out wide, cactusing the elbows, and then tilt the heart back for your back bend. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Frame that front left foot. Tuck the back toes. Lift the knee, and then we'll open up towards the left side for a twist. Staying with your breath here. With the next exhale, frame the front left foot, and then we'll sweep it all the way to the back, downward facing dog. Let's drop the knees wide and take another quick child's pose. Just a few moments here. Reconnecting with that breath. welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. When you're ready, you can walk the hands back in towards the body and come into a seated position. We'll take the legs out long and prepare for a wide-legged forward fold here. So keep the feet flexed, lengthen through the spine, and then when you're ready, walk the hands out in front as you sink the heart down. You may come to the forearms. You may be able to drop the whole upper body onto the floor. You may want to use a pillow or any other prop here to bring that ground a little closer to you. Wherever you are, try to let the neck relax, let the forehead sink down. Begin to walk the hands back in towards the body. And then draw the legs together, the feet meet. We'll draw the right knee in. And if you're able to cross it over that left leg. From here, we'll wrap the left hand around the knee as we take our spinal twist towards the right. You can also use the left elbow to press into that right knee and deepen the twist. Gazing over the back shoulder. Sorry if you can hear my dog. Exhale, return to center. Send that right leg long as you draw the left knee in, crossing it over the thigh, finding length in the spine, and then wrapping the right leg around the left and preparing for your spinal twist to the left side. Again, option to use that elbow and press into the knee. Exhale, come back to the center. We'll send both legs long and then slowly lower your way down to the mat. Bring the knees up towards the sky. The bottom of the feet press into the mat. And we're going to set up for a bridge pose here. So the bottoms of the feet will press into the mat. The arms are long. When you're ready for your first bridge, we'll do 3 rounds. When you're ready for your first round, press in through the heels and through the arms and lift the hips. Allow the thighs to do the work here. Exhale, release. We have 2 more after this. Take a moment here between the poses. When you're ready, pressing in through the arms, through the heels, lift the hips. Exhale, sink it back down. For this last round, if you have wheel pose in your practice, you're more than welcome to move into wheel. Whatever variation you're taking, prepare to press in and lift the hips. Exhale, release. Pull both knees in towards the chest and take a few rocking motions from side to side, massaging that low back. Allow the fingertips to come to the outsides of the feet and find your happy baby pose. Allow the legs to return to the mat. Bring the bottoms of the feet together and allow the knees to come out wide. So we're in that reclined butterfly pose. The feet can be close to the body, or for a less intense stretch, they can be a little further away. You're also welcome to add some pillows or blankets underneath the knees for some support here. Bring one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. As you take a few deep, calming breaths. Maybe you've noticed that the rhythm of your breath or the rhythm of your heart rate has changed. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Once you finish that 3rd breath, guide the knees back together, hugging the legs in towards the chest one more time, one final hug of gratitude. And take a moment here for any final postures or poses that your body may need. When you're ready, extend the legs long, guiding the heels to each corner of the mat. Allow the upper body to rest as we relax into our Shavasana. Start to bring some awareness back to the breath. back to the body. Take some gentle movements in the fingers and in the toes. And maybe sending the hands up overhead for one final full length stretch. We'll roll over onto one side, pausing here for a moment and allowing all the benefits of your practice this evening to sink in. When you're ready, come up to seated position, drawing the hands to meet at heart center. Allow the eyes to close as we take our final few breaths. Draw the thumb knuckles up to the third eye, and together we'll bow and say Namaste.